start with you. The first topic of chapter one is what is a testing. So if I ask a simple question from you, I will just take a help of a topic from PDF, rest nothing else. Okay. So KH Hasi, what is testing as per you?
Like it is a process of what we follow the agile methodology, life cycle activities,
Mhm.
and we do have some certain plans, preparation, and evolution of the particular software products, which should meet their requirements properly without
Mhm.
any issues. Or like what is the purpose, what we are going to do, and what we are going to deploy to the end user, what we are
Mhm.
testing, all this process. Like in testing activities, it might be involve the test plan, test activities, test cases, execution, bugs, everything,
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
process
Mhm.
which will take place. It is called as testing according to me.
Okay. How many of you are having kids? I mean, again, this can be a vague question, but in general, I'm asking.
Yeah,
How
I
many?
have
Okay,
two.
so let's suppose, unfortunately, I have a twins, baby boy and baby girl, and both are 11 years old.
Okay.
So let's suppose you have to teach to your kid that your kid comes one fine day and asks, "Mama, what is testing? What you are doing in your laptop?" Will you repeat this definition?
I can't repeat the same definition because
Yeah.
he may not be understand few of the technical terms
Correct,
for.
correct. Correct. So in this class, we will learn from the perspective that we are going to teach someone who is non-technical, right? And someone who is just 10th standard pass out, right? So Ramya, how you will tell any of the school going kid that what is the testing?
Okay, like in testing, we'll be having some requirement. So we have to check
Hmm.
whether that requirement is whether we are able to meet that requirement.
Hmm.
We have to verify whether we are able to get the same result which is expected from us.
Okay. What about you, Ramina?
Yeah, like it is the means what is testing like we can say like it is the process of finding the bug or defects in the software and mm, like to improve the quality of the software.
Hmm. Hmm.
Also the verify the functionality of software. We can
Hmm.
say like
Hmm. Okay.
yeah.
Rajkumar, what about you?
So we need to validate whether the functionality of the means the modular and so any link. So we need to validate that it is working as per the expected or not.
Okay. Okay. And Viru, what about you?
Yeah, it's testing means verifying and validating the application for as per the requirement for the end user. End user, whatever the using that is met or not. So for that we are testing. Is there
Hmm.
any
Hmm.
issues that we are found?
Okay. You guys have seen that movie Three Idiots? Any of you? That Three Idiots movie by Amir Khan?
Yes, I have seen.
Right. In that movie, he has written one word on blackboard, and he asked, just find out this word. And everyone was behind in a race. And the same we are doing here. Apply the concept here. I asked the question, what is software testing? I have simply written what is testing, and everyone was behind the question without prejudging whatever in my mind, right? Whatever it was my mindset, I started giving the definition. I asked a simple question, what is a testing? Have I included software there? No,
No.
No.
right? So
Oh.
always, and this is 90% software tester does this mistake in their career that we get the requirement, we start getting analyzing the product as per our understanding, and we start writing the test cases. Ask the question, unless and until my requirement is not clear to me or the requirement is not clear to me, I must not write the test cases. What is a testing? Testing is nothing but to validate or verify the product as per my requirement or as per the expected things. That's it. Now, this testing, let's suppose on one fine day my wife says, go and bring some potato from vegetable shop. I go to the vegetable shop. Should I select and ask the vegetable owner, I mean shopkeeper, that give me some potato, 1 kg potato. He will ask that which size you want, mid size, big size, small size, what you want to meet, what you want to make. If the shopkeeper is smart, otherwise he will give me anything. It can be rotten, it can be unshaped, right? I mean, I'm not very much good cook, but unshaped potato takes time to right. So when I talk about testing, it is a general word which comes every day. I go to the shop, right? I want to buy one pen. Then the first thing which I do, the shopkeeper, stationery person, give me one pen, and I try to write something on a rough paper. Is it working? Is it good to hold? That is also testing. It is not nowhere related to the software, right? So now when I correlate the same thing with my behavioral activity, what I was doing with the testing is nothing but validating and verifying the software as per the customer requirement, because we are working for someone is having the expectation to bring the product into the market, which by which he or she can resolve some problematic area which customers are facing in the current market. It can be Rapido, for example, right? The person wants to reduce the cost of the traveling. It can be any sharing application. It can be Miso. It can be Flipkart, which is reducing, or Blinkit, which is removing the problem. Why we should go to the market? We can order anything at home and it will come. So that will save my time and cost, which I will put behind, or which I will invest into a fuel. So when I say software testing, again, I'm repeating, it's a one-liner definition of end-to-end verification and validation of software as per the customer requirement. Whereas in general, if I talk about, so it's a general, it's a verification and validation as per the requirement. The requirement can be mine. When I'm going to buy something, requirement can be anyone. If let's suppose I have to buy a gift for my daughter, right? So I will try to bring or buy any gift which my doctor will like, right? So this is the way how we interact with the software testing. Now, one of the misconception about software testing is that we have to find the defect, we have to uh, uh, make the defect free software, right? We have to execute that software test cases, right? We have to validate the result as well, right? Another misconception is that verifying the test object while doing the verification and uh, validating that it is working as per the expectation, but that is just a part of that. One. Second, any software cannot be a defect free. That I have said in the demo as well. Apart from that, I am not working only for the software, finding the software defects, right? I am working only to validate that whatever the customer requirement has been given, that is validated or not, that has been fulfilled or not. If it is not, then I will raise the defect. So I am not here being a software tester to only to find the defect. Now, let's suppose if any software has been given and the defect is coming, which is not mentioned in my requirement document or not mentioned in my user story or in acceptance criteria, and it is appearing, I am not responsible for that. And I can fight with my product owner, boss, you have not written this acceptance criteria. How I am responsible? If it is coming, just bring one change request or bring some new user story. You have not mentioned it. Plus, I cannot assure you that although I have done the testing, I have validated from the perspective of acceptance criteria. If anything comes out of the acceptance criteria into a production, I am not responsible. So I cannot say this user story is a defect free. Yes, but yes, in case if my acceptance criteria or the acceptance criteria given by you is not fulfilling, then it is my mistake, right? So here the misconception about software testing is that people consider that doing the execution of a test case, finding the defect, making the product defect free, that is not true, or it is just a partial things are there. Writing a test case or execution is just one or two phases of software testing, whereas seven phases are there, which we will study in upcoming topic, that there are seven phases where software tester gets engaged during those activities, right? Someone joined by the name of Sami. Are you there? Okay. Okay. Now, K.S. Jhansi, Rajkumar, Ramya, Ravina, Viru, any doubt on what is testing?
No.
No.
Okay. Are we clear that? Mhm. Okay. Now, testing is also not a technical activity, right? It is not only the technical activity, I can say. It also needs some proper planning as well. Planning, then manage the activities, doing the estimation as well, right? Monitoring and controlling the activity. So as I have told you, there are seven process or seven activities which makes a complete testing that we will see. Apart from that, in testing we use multiple tools like that we will see in chapter number 6, like those tools to make my work easy. It is not only automation, and believe me, being a manual tester, you are using minimum 13 tools in your testing. But how effectively you can use the tool, that we will see in chapter number 6, right? Okay, now let me just open the PDF and I give you 2 minutes. Just read it in case if I have missed any point, maybe, right? Or if you have any doubts. So let me just okay. And there is a one ISO standard which we need to always study, correct? Because sometimes in ISTQB they ask the direct question on ISTQB, ISO standard. Okay, so just read it. In case if you have any doubt, we will discuss. Okay, done?
No, just a minute.
Mm-hmm. Just ignore this part. This I have not covered because otherwise it will confuse you. So ignore this part. Rest, if you have any doubt, just ask me. Done?
Yes.
Okay, Rajkumar,
Yes.
Ravina, Viru,
Yes.
Sami,
You're
Sami.
done.
Fantastic. Okay, now the this paragraph, why I have asked you to skip, because this is a little bit technical. Whereas dynamic means you write the test case and you execute, and even without writing the test case, you can do the testing. So that we will study in chapter number 3. Okay, now the next which is coming, test objectives. Right? What is a test objective? So at least we got to know what is a testing. Now let's talk about what is a test objective. Again, it is not in a hierarchical way, but yes, we should understand what is the objective. So objective definitely is in a circumference of some object. What is the object? Your work product. Now, what can be your work product? Work product are the test basis. Now, what is a test basis? Test basis are those documents on the basis of that you generate your idea about the business and you write your test case. Again, I'm repeating, please note down in your notepad. And as per the three protocol, I can ask to anyone to share your notepad, what you have written, whether it is a physical notepad or notepad in your laptop or computer. Test bases are those documents which help you to make your understanding about the business and help you to write the test conditions or test scenarios or whatever you can write. Now, these work product or these test bases can be your requirement, user stories, epic, your technical document like architecture, your coding, your design document, anything can be there. Whenever you find any kind of a failure, then you have to find the defect is there. Failure, which is unexpected behavior of your application by which user is not able to complete his or her objective. Correct? Because we are talking about the testing objective. So if there is any failure, definitely we have to find the defect. What is the defect is that sometimes we have to do the root cause. Sometimes we raise the defect and assign to the respective person. It can be your BA, it can be your PO, it can be your developer, it can be your IT infra team, any of the person. Apart from that, another objective of a software tester must be, and again, I'm not sure if you have noticed or not, any from last 15-20 minutes, I have not used the word QA. Why? Because QA is not related to the testing. I mean, I don't know why IT companies call it as a QA. As per ISTQB, QA is not a software tester. I mean, this will be a surprising for you, but yes, it is true. And in upcoming topic, I will show you that it is clearly mentioned QA is a not software testing people. So, software testing people should also make sure that the coverage is proper or not. For example, in any user stories, have you written sufficient test cases belonging to the acceptance criteria or not? If you are following agile, if you are into a waterfall, then your RTM, which is requirement traceability matrix, have a sufficient test cases belonging to each requirement or not. Plus, being a software tester, I should make sure that the quality of software should be maintained. Again, I'm repeating with responsibility that being a software tester, I am not responsible for the quality of software. But being a software tester, I am responsible to reduce the risk of software quality. Now, one question should come in your mind. Why I am not responsible for the quality? Do you think that you can recommend to any business or your product owner that no, the look and feel is not good, you can change it? Any of you have done it? Rajkumar, Ramya, Ravina, Sami,
No.
or Biru?
No.
No.
No. So we cannot say that no, the quality is not looking good, change it. Although we can provide the recommendation. Plus, if we are raising any defect and the defect has been fixed, then the quality will improve. So indirectly I'm responsible, but directly I am not responsible to increase or enhance the quality of software. But yes, by fixing or retesting the defect, I can reduce the level of a risk, which is related to the software quality. Plus, if there is any specific requirement is there, like for a performance or any kind of a penetration testing, security, being a software tester, I am responsible for that. Unless and until it is not written, unless and until it is written in my requirement. 70% cases, it happens that the performance related thing or non-functional thing is not written in your user story. If it is not, while doing the sprint planning, you can ask your product owner, are you expecting some kind of a performance things related to this user story? This is related to the web, this user story. Are you expecting that these number of users should be supported? Because we have to make the test case accordingly. Tomorrow, once we are going into a sprint review or a sprint demo, you can't expect that client is saying, no. Can you just show me the data, show me the some graph that how many user it is going to support? This was very surprising for me because it was not mentioned in the acceptance criteria. So if there is any non-functional thing or a specific requirement, always probe your product owner. Always ask your product owner that, boss, tell me if there is something. If it is there, then I am responsible. If it is not there, then please don't expect that I have completed the testing around it. So if there is any special requirement, we must sure that yes, it has been fulfilled. Apart from that, being a software tester, I should not look only functional, non-functional things, plus also some other parameters as well, which is related to the compliance. Compliance means it can be contractual, legal, regularity. Now, let me take a pause and ask a question. How many times of you have read the epic and the business hypothesis or benefit hypothesis of epic? K.S. Jhansi, Rajkumar, Ramya, Ravina, Sami, or Viru. Have you read that or not?
I
And I
read the
want.
epic, like not, it has not mentioned proper high level of scenarios in that,
Hmm,
which they
hmm,
are sharing with us.
hmm. And what about others?
No, no.
Okay. But don't you think it is important?
Yes, like when I asked the PM, the project manager,
Hmm, hmm,
like they have mentioned like whatever the description is there related to the epic and
hmm.
related to the user story, that's enough for the testers. They used to mention because
Perfect.
we don't want to know a lot of business logics which was happening
Hmm,
in
hmm,
between of them and the client. So
hmm.
they don't want to mention in front of us.
Then why they are expecting us to be a domain tester? I mean, there is no use of being a domain knowledge, right? Why they are expecting? Cross question. Again, don't
Yeah,
scare, right? Cross
yeah.
question. Why you are expecting, why you have taken as a domain tester in your project? I know it is not easy because your product manager is mostly from the client side, so it is not easy to cross question. But gently you can ask. I mean, you can say I am a domain tester, so I just want to understand, so I can write a better test cases. Now, it is not only you, but I have seen the people whom I have taught around 3,000, and 90% people have said at initial that we don't refer any kind of a contractual, legal, and regularity things. But yes, it is important. Whenever you go for any kind of investment banking, or you go for a banking BFSI kind of a project, or you go for a healthcare, they always prefer the candidate having the certification. A reason, because they are looking for the domain people where you can understand the legal thing, contractual things, any regularity we are following or not. And you have seen that a lot of time, if the companies are not following these things, let's suppose if any financial or related thing in India, if they are not following the SEBI rules and regulation, they will be out of the market. Just think why bank are not giving the rate of interest on a saving account. I mean, it is good for them if they make it a 12% rate of interest. They will get a lot of customer, but why they are not increasing? Because there is a restriction. You cannot cheat to the customer. Correct. So another objective must be that testers should follow these kind of compliances, which is related to your contractual, legal, and regularity things. That is your another objective. Plus, apart from that, building the confidence in your quality that we have discussed already. And you being a software tester always work as a gatekeeper, because whenever you go from one phase to another phase of a testing, you give some sign off on that. Like in a scrum, if I talk about, right? So in a sprint, you give a sign off on those user stories which is completed from development perspective and testing perspective, and you have followed all the acceptance criteria, and only those user stories are considered in your sprint review, which is marked as a acceptance criteria has been fulfilled and definition of done has been followed, right? Only then we can consider the velocity for that user story. So being a software tester, you work as a gatekeeper and you provide the sufficient information to stakeholders so they can take a decision on the basis of your information provided, that what should be the next step. Correct. That is your another objective. It does not matter whatever is your experience, but yes, we have to follow this. And then whether my test is completed or you need some more time. For example, it happens sometimes, and I'm sure you must have faced this condition as well. Sometimes it happens that my scrum master or test lead or lead comes and say, no, 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 don't need to go for a lot of testing. Just do a happy path flow and or do a positive testing and give a sign off. Fair enough. I will do it if you are pressurizing me, but I will give a conditional sign off. Never take anything on yourself. Otherwise, tomorrow, if anything comes, you will be put behind the bar. Boss, what you have not tested, this was written clearly. You can show, see, I have this mail. While giving the sign off, I have mentioned these things. These were the open issues or these were the risk. If we are going with the next phase by these open risks, these challenges can come, or these are the defect which you have kept into a technical debt. Okay, that's a good point. Now, one homework for you, which I will ask from each one of randomly in any of you, what is technical debt? As I have told you or promise you in my demo that it is not only I will teach you ISTQB, more than that. So next time in next class, I will ask this question from you. What is technical debt? Okay, now come back to the point. You can give a conditional sign off, that is fine, but you should be having the proper mail for that, right? So here is the test objective. Just read it. In case if any doubt, I will just please ask your question. Done?
Yes, it's clear.
Yes.
Okay. Ramya, Ravina, Sami, Rajkumar.
Yes,
Yeah,
done.
done.
Okay. Okay. Now, one thing which they have mentioned, objective of a test can vary depending on the context, which includes work product being tested, the test levels, risk, SDLC being followed for the factor related to the business context, which is a corporate culture, competitive consideration, and time to the market. Like we have seen in current scenario that time to the market, we strictly follow with agile, which we work on a MVP, which is a minimal viable product. So sometimes your features or your user stories are compromised in terms of the priority, or during your sprint they bring some new user story or given the priority to some of the user story. So you have to work accordingly, and that can be adjusted as per the capacity and as per the resources who are available. So these objective can be sometimes, not always, can be compromised depending on which user story is belonging to your MVP. That is what they have mentioned. Right now, let's talk about the another topic, which is testing and debugging. And let me write it on top of it. Right? Testing and debugging. So what comes in your mind first when I talk about debugging? Any of you? What is debugging?
While testing process, if find any issues and all, we need to check whether why it was happening before reach
Mm,
out to the developers and all based on our experience, like whether we are doing in the current scenario, we are into the
mm,
current
mm, mm,
environment kind of things and all.
mm. Okay,
Like what would be the reason for that?
okay, okay. Okay, so testing and debugging are two different activities. Whereas in testing, one of the objective is to find the failure, right? And can trigger the failure. And a failure always cause your defect, right? Because of the failure, some defect will arise, which you have to raise. And that defect sometimes we do not find the reason. Like in dynamic testing, I don't know why 2 plus 2 is coming 5. Might be in coding something is written, or I'm getting some performance issue. Sometimes we directly find the reason, like in static testing you find that when we see in chapter number 3, so you will get to know that being a software tester while doing the debugging, you can find out the reason behind the defect, right? It is not needed that you are automation tester only then you can, or you should know the coding only then you can find the defect. Even being a manual tester, you can find the reason of a failure, which is a defect, why this defect has been arise. So whenever we are talking about the defect, that is a debugging. So debugging always having the three parameters which we need to find out. One is a reproduction of the defect, which is a reproduction of the failure. And whenever you raise your defect, and I'm expecting that KS Jhansi, Rajkumar, Ramya, Ravina, Sami, and Viri, you are making the note, right? That is the reason I'm not writing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm making a note.
Yeah, we
Everyone?
got it. Yes.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes.
So whenever the defect is there, right, and whenever you raise the defect, so you always write steps to reproduce. What is the reason? If let's suppose if I don't write steps to reproduce, then how the other person can find out that how this defect has been came? What was the reason? In which environment it has been occur? How it looks like? Any screenshot is there or not? How can you sure that this is the defect? Have you compared with any expected result? Where you have find out? In which requirement? Which user story? This defect is impacting how many test cases? What is the severity and priority? Right? All these things we mention whenever we raise the defect. So the reproduction of failure, and you also sometimes do the root cause of that. And being a manual tester, how I can do the root cause of in a coding? We can. Now let me show you something, and you will be surprised. How many of you have seen this window before? Even fewer.
I have not.
No.
Okay.
Have seen.
Okay. So Rajkumar, while doing the automation, right?
Yes, yes. In our text execution, if anything is failed, we check the logs and
Mm,
why it is
mm,
there. As per
correct.
the
Correct. So here, a good software tester, if I talk about, whenever whenever I do the execution, I always keep two these windows always open, and you can see here some information, some error has been occurred. I don't know what it was. I mean, seriously, I'm not a technical person that I can read this. But when the defect came and there is some logs are there, correct? You go in detail and you find out in XML view as well. Always keep this thing in your defect, and this can be understood by your developer who can understand which port is there, what application name is there, what kind of a timestamp, why it has been occurred. So these kind of information we should always, and you can take a screenshot or you can copy paste it. Simple, right? It will help that application has been crashed and what was the reason behind that. Or this is, even though being a manual tester, I can see at what time my memory was maximum utilized. Correct? See, I'm using only 2 or 3 applications. Still, the memory is sometimes is very peak. So whenever we raise the defect, correct, always open these things and attach with your defect. That will help your developer or the person who is going to fix. And that is nothing, again, you cannot find the direct root cause, but at least you can help to the person or the diagnosis which you can do. Plus fixing of a cause, which should be majority of the time should be done by your product owner, I mean if it is related to the business, or architect if it is related to the architecture, or coding or coder or developer if it is related to the coding. So three things are there whenever we talk about the debugging of software or debugging is there. Now, whenever the fixing has been done, after that it again comes back to you being a software tester. You should find out that yes, the defect has been fixed, or it is still the defect is occurring, which are the user stories or which are the test cases are still impacting. So that is nothing but known as your confirmation testing. Now you always have heard about two words, that is a retesting and regression, right? I will tell you in more detail what is the difference in both of them, but here just understand, you do the confirmation testing, which is nothing but the retesting. Whenever we do the retesting, it is not only testing the particular defect, testing the failed test cases, but also belonging things as well. I give you one scenario here. Now, this is your calculator, and the basic functionality of your calculator is addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Correct? And the sign of addition is this, subtraction is this, multiplication is this, and division is this. Now, there was a one very smart developer, and he has done one mistake. Instead of this, what he has done, he has put the mod sign. Correct? Now, when I say I have given two inputs, 3 and 2, and I want a division of this, the result is, I was expecting it should be 1.5, but in the background or in the coding, he has implemented mod. What do you think? What should be the result here?
It will be 1.
Correct, correct, right? So
The
it will
reminder.
1. Right? You have raised the defect. Boss, this is not correct. I am not getting the right. I was expecting 1.5, but 1 is coming. Why there is a mistake? Oh, sorry. I have made, instead of division, I have made mod implementation formula. I have written incorrect. Okay, I'm fixing it. Okay, thank you. You have fixed it. Now the defect came to me now. Now again, do you think that I should only check with the 3 and 2 only? Say yes or no.
No, no.
No.
Right?
No.
Now, if I'm using any other calculation like 1 plus 2 minus 1 into 4 divided by 2, right? I should also check this calculation as well, because here I'm using the mod sign or division sign as well. So whenever any defect has been came to you, it is not only to validate the defect with existing test case, but whenever that test case is integrating, we should do that. That is nothing but known as your localized testing, and one of the software testing principle that support, which we will study in upcoming topic. So that is nothing but known as your confirmation testing that we have to do whenever the defect come to us and uh, during the debugging, right? Plus regression testing when I talk about, so we have to check the failure plus other part of your flash testing or other major functionalities we need to check in thorough. And that is the reason, because we have to check in thorough, so we apply the automation testing technique that because we have to test multiple test cases there, right? Now, sorry, this is all about the dynamic testing. But when I talk about the static testing, so you find out the root cause directly there, and you can fix it, or you can request whomsoever is the owner of the document or owner of the defect can fix it, and you can verify usually. Right. So let's do one thing. Just read it in case if there is any doubt, please ask your question.
Yeah, actually, you mentioned one tool, that is Event Viewer. Is there
Mhm.
any difference between Dev tool and this one?
Which is the dev tool?
Like we will inspect the screen and we will use the network or elements tab.
Just help me with the tool name.
Yeah, open randomly any website or some other thing.
Okay, let me open my website.
Just right click on the sheet and do the inspect.
Okay, view page source, right?
No, no, no. This is a paid source. The last option is there. Inspect. Yeah. Here in the Elements tab, we will find all the CSS, HTML related things. And one more tab is the Network tab, because the screen size is too small. You can't find above that one, above, like Elements. Next to Elements, you will find the Network tab actually.
Console source network.
Actually, yeah.
Okay, this is a performance.
Whatever
This
you shown in the tool, the similar kind of thing we can find here also, like related to the performance. We can do the network throttling,
hmm,
everything.
hmm, hmm.
So
That is
I'm
good. Yeah. I mean, you can do it, but this is belonging to the server somewhere it is resided, and this is with your local machine,
okay,
right? When I talk about this one, so it is your local machine which is giving you the
okay,
performance, right?
okay.
But
Thank
good point. I mean, thank you. You have given me a good thing how we can check. Okay. So just read it in case if any doubt, we will discuss. Done?
Yes.
Others, Rajkumar, Ramya,
Yes.
Ravina, Sami, Viru.
Yes, I completed.
Okay, any doubt on this?
No.
No.
Okay, so let me just share this with you because that has been completed. Okay, now let's talk about why testing is necessary. And the first topic under this testing contribution of to success, right? Now, let me take a pause and ask a question. Why you think testing is important? What happened if testing has not been done in your project?
It,
We can
We
release
cannot be
defect products in um,
Hmm,
so if we can reduce our risks, means
hmm,
failures.
that is true.
Yeah,
Else?
means if you release a product without testing, so we can find the application is crashed and the
Hmm,
application not working properly.
correct, correct, correct.
So
And
it is a impact on the business,
hmm,
loss of money.
correct. And
we
Waste
cannot
of
be
time as
sure
well.
hmm,
we cannot be sure whether the expectation is met or not,
hmm,
whether it is built right or somewhere it has gone wrong.
okay. So whenever the testing has not been done, right? Okay, let me give you one scenario. Sami, can you hear me? Since you have not spoken and muted. Sami, can you hear me? Okay, no problem. Ravina?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Ravina, let's suppose tomorrow is your exam, right? You have to, it is very important exam, and you have to go to exam and clear one paper, right? Today, what you have done, you went to a stationery shop And the stationery shopkeeper is very known to you and trustable because you have purchased a lot of things from there, so you rely on the shopkeeper. You said, I need two pen which I am going to use tomorrow in my exam. One is a black color which is used for giving the headings or highlight the things, and another one is a blue pen I need. The shopkeeper asked what cost you want, so you said, okay, the best pen I want might be somewhere 30-40 rupees, whatever it is. You have given the cost, and shopkeeper has given you the pen, and you have not tested, came back to your home, and next day you went to your examination hall. The first hour the pen was working fine, and suddenly it stopped working. I mean, it was very awkward situation. Definitely, you have prepared very well for the exam, and I'm giving you just random, so don't take it otherwise. Just random scenario I'm giving you. You have prepared very well. You were confident that I will pass the exam with the flying color, flying numbers, right? And I will get a very good certificate once I will clear. But everything was in vain because everything was waste because pen was not working. But somehow you managed with your friend, take borrowed one pen and you completed your exam. What will be your reaction now?
Uh, I will ask the that shopkeeper and means this is happened with me and uh,
Hmm.
like
I mean, one funny thing in one of my class, there was a one girl. She said that I will come to a shopkeeper and I will slap him. I mean, don't do it. So
not like that, but I will ask that shopkeeper and yeah, that's
okay. So just one question: will you? Let's suppose he has given you some ABC brand pen, right? So will you use the same brand again in future?
no,
Okay. Will you buy any product from the same shop again?
no.
Will you recommend to your friend?
No, I will tell like this like this is happened with me.
Hmm, hmm. So now here, if I correlate the sequence of problem, one was the credentials, that the shopkeeper has lost his credential, although you are a buyer since your childhood or you were buyer since very long, but now you will not rely on that shopkeeper. Correct?
Yes,
Second, the business was on a stake that you are not going to buy this product, another product from the same company. Correct? Third, the trust has been lost, so you will not recommend to the same brand to any of your friend, or the shopkeeper you will not recommend. Correct? And you will give a wrong, bad review because you have faced a very bad time because of this product or because of this shopkeeper. Now here, when I conclude everything, business credentials, finance, trust, and if it is related to I mean, touch wood, it should not be happen with anyone, but if it is related to anything with the health care, then it can human life can also be on stake. Correct? So human life we can also consider. So why testing is important to remove the risk. Again, nothing is for sure in this world, right? But at least by doing these things, we just make sure that things are working fine or things will work as per the expectation or not. And I appreciate to, like for example, COVID situation, and I appreciate to Indian scientists who has made the vaccine in a very less time, and we all are safe now, right? And definitely, I mean, I salute to those scientists and I salute to Indian minds which cannot be replaceable, irreplaceable across universe, which has a great potential. So why testing is necessary? Because of these factors and how we can contribute as a tester in a success of any product. So when I talk about the testing, it is all is a form of your quality control that makes sure that your scope is fulfilled, and the goal is that your scope should be validated right with the in a budget I cannot say that my sprint is of a 2 week, but I'm running for a 4 week, or in a month I'm going to complete the user story. And tester contribution is not only to make sure that the testing activity has been completed, but make sure that we are reaching to the project success or not. Correct? It can be your documentation, it can be your identifying the defect in your software. Now let's talk about what how we can contribute being a software tester in the success of a project. So completing the project in a given time frame, and it should be cost effective, which means finding the defect that can be removed by debugging, sometimes directly like in static testing or in a dynamic if it is required. So it should be fixed, and it is your responsibility that if you have raised any defect, just be behind a developer. Boss, why it is not fixing? What is the reason? Why it is in your bucket from last 5 days? My user stories are getting blocked. My testing is not completed. Raise this question in your daily Scrum call, and that is why impediment is there. Majority of the time, what we do in daily Scrum, what you have done to yesterday, I have done my testing. What you are planning, I will continue my testing. Any impediment? No, 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 I will take care. 60% people in your Scrum call in daily Scrum talk like that. Whereas being a software tester, always take an initiative. Boss, this is not happening with me. I mean, my testing is blocked. What should I do? I mean, I have a, and not only what should I do, it is also I have done these things. I have approached to this people I have approached to, but nothing has been found out. Now give me the solution. Otherwise, tomorrow, if this user story is going to spill, I am not responsible. Raise this concern. Testing means it is not only the defect, but it is also to make sure that the activities which you have taken care, or activities which you are taking a ownership, should be completed on a given time frame with the release decision whatever has been made. For example, in current sprint, there are 5 user stories that has been committed as a sprint goal. So I just make sure, being a software tester, nothing should be spilled because of me, right? In case if there is something, so not on the 11th hour, which is on 6th, 8th or 9th day, I'm going to raise it. Raise on time. And that is the reason there is a burn down concept as well, burn down chart, which you have seen, right? Now, apart from that, testing is make sure how you can contribute as a successful in your project, that always look for your contractual or compliances thing as well, which is your legal, contractual, regularity. So refer to the architecture diagram also. There you can find some good test cases, which is I can say with the confidence that 90% software tester do not go and refer to the user manual, epic benefit hypothesis, right? These things we don't look. And it is happening not only with you, but it is happening with the 90% of the software tester. They don't look. But when you started looking on that, and do one thing tomorrow when you go to office, whatever the user story you are working, go backtrack and see the and try to understand the epic. You will find those test cases which has not been written by any software tester till now, believe me, right? So this is how we can contribute to the success of a test, success of any project, being a software tester. So do one thing, just read these two paragraphs. In case if there is any doubt, we will discuss. Done?
Yes.
Okay, Rajkumar, Ramya, Viru, Ravina, Sami.
Yes.
Okay, Sami, you are silent. What happened? Is everything fine? Sami, can you hear me? Okay. Now just read it. Testing and QA are not same. Just read this line. Testing and QA are not same, right? Which I have told you. Correct? But we, in a general word, we say QA opening. I am a QA guy. So next time, please don't say this. And this is the difference between you and certified ISTQB professional, that you are not a QA guy, which I have told you. Now let me prove it, how it is. Okay. How many of you have gone to a shop to purchase outfit for yourself? Not online, any
Yeah,
mall
almost
or
all.
something.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Okay, but nowadays you Gen Zs are do not like to go to mall to usually purchase online. So good that you go to shop. Okay, so let's suppose any random name. You just unmute and I ask the question. Any
Okay.
of you? Okay. So Ramya, let's suppose tomorrow is a very good client meeting in your office, and you have to do a presentation in front of the client, and definitely you should look smart. So
Mhm.
there is a good contribution of outfit. So you went to a mall, and say, "This is my requirement. I need a business formals that because I have a presentation tomorrow, and this is my budget." So
Mhm.
what is the first thing the salesperson does with you?
Uh, they might ask the color or
You have given all the requirement. Then
okay. They
the
will
sales.
show a few
Hmm,
of the some
hmm,
outfits that they have.
in your budget, right? And the
Yes.
salesperson says, "Ma'am, it is a wrinkle-free. It is ironless. You can no need to do ironing. The color will not fade. It will look very good. It's very smart on you, right?"
Mhm.
And the company gives. If it is torn or something, we will replace within a 6 month. If it is some kind of a warranty, is the guarantee is definitely no one gives, but warranty it gives, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Now, what happens that you have purchased the outfit, you came to home, you went to a office, the presentation was very good, everyone has appreciated, and you have won the project, and you guys started working. After a week, you have washed the outfit, but you found the color is faded, right?
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
what you will do?
Uh, I'll have to check it once again. If it is again fading, then I'll have to go back to the mall and ask for replacement.
Hmm. So after second time, you will go. I mean, after second time, if it is faded, right?
Yes.
My God, so much patience you have. I should appreciate.
No, because few things it will like fade on the first wash.
Hmm.
So
Okay, but usually on the first wash, if it is fading, then we should go to a mall and we should ask for the refund or replacement, right?
yeah,
So in the first go, when you have went to the mall first time, what the salesperson has done? He has given you what?
warranty.
Warranty, and that
Yeah.
is nothing but known as a control, quality control.
Okay.
Quality control is nothing, whatever is going to happen in these tenure, we are responsible for that. Correct? The quality control is nothing but we are giving some assurance that these kind of a testing we will do, these kind of a defect we will find out, this kind of a challenges if comes, we will take the ownership. That is the control. We are putting the control in a control manner. We are going to release this software. Right? So the first word is your Then next comes is your quality assurance. If something is going to fail, then I assure you that I will give you the replacement. So everything will be in the controlled manner. Like for Ramya, let's suppose the salesperson says, wash this cloth under only 20 degrees Celsius water, and you should use this washing powder, right? Otherwise, we are not responsible. So control means in a controlled environment, if we are doing, if it is going to fail, it is my responsibility. I am giving you the assurance we will get the replacement for you. Correct? Now, this both the two words is nothing but known as your quality management, and we testing people are a quality management people. I'm sorry, it's a bad weather in Delhi NCR. So control is nothing but putting the restriction or the condition, and assurance is that we are going to follow the control whatever the promise has been done, and management is the overall activity. And we software testing people are a QM guys. We are like in your software testing, you promise that we will do penetration testing, we will do security testing, we will do performance, we will do static testing, or we will do functional and non-functional. There we will suspend the testing or resume the testing. There we will do unit testing or integration or system testing. This kind of a testing we will do. We have a certified tester. We are assuring that it will be completed in given time frame. We will release the software. So everything we do while doing the test planning or during the monitoring and controlling activity, right? Which is the one of the seven activity of the testing process that we will study. So there we follow the quality management. Correct. So whenever I talk about testing and quality assurance, it is, you can say, not only the interchangeable word, but testing and quality assurance are the two words. Whereas testing, the major form which comes in your quality control, while which is your model correction, simulation, prototyping. Because in controlling, you provide the environment, and assurance is nothing but it is that we are assuring that things will work fine and it will be completed within the given time frame, and we are making sure that the quality has been achieved as we have promised. So test result which are used in either in quality assurance or quality control, they should, like in quality control, you find some defect they have to fix, and in quality assurance they provide the feedback as well, like this we have promised and this we are delivering. Whether the timeline has been changed or we have not found that environment, might be, but we have done the testing, we are sure that you can go and no production issues will come. So this is what testing and QA are related. But yes, as I'm repeating again, testing is not a QA, it is a quality management. Do one thing, just read it in case if any doubt we will discuss.
Is there possible to maximize the size screen size?
Mm, if I'm maximizing, it
Yeah.
will not come in.
This
Okay.
is enough. This is enough. Will you scroll down? The QC part has done fine.
Done?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Now let's talk about, and let me make you more confused. Is there any difference between bug and defect? Usually people say developer raise it, then it is a bug, and V tester raise it, then it is a defect. Do you also believe in same? Yes or no?
No.
No.
Okay. Who believe that bug and defect are two different entities? Rajkumar?
Yes, both are different.
Okay. Okay. So let's work out on this myth, whether it is correct or not. Mistake is nothing but it is a human, we are a human and we are not a perfect, right? Only God is perfect in this universe. Rest, no one is perfect. So because of some ignorance or some work pressure, or because of some no knowledge or no skill set, we do a mistake, right? And that mistake turns into a warning, which do not stop you to work. Like a vague example I'm giving you, please don't mind it. Like on a cigarette packet, it is written smoking is injurious to health. There it is written as a warning. Boss, I'm giving you warning. It is up to you that you are taking it seriously or not. Or whenever you do automation or any of the code you run, it gives you some warning. Like I have shown you on Event Viewer that every time it is giving me some warning. Please take care. Otherwise, it may be a uh, big thing in future. Now, when it convert into an error, I have to acknowledge it, only then I can move further. For example, like on a calculator, 2 divided by 0, undefined. It is an error. I can resolve this. User can work on this and can move further. When it convert, which is needed to fix something, whether it is dynamic or static something, so then it convert into a defect, which can be your fault or can be your bug, whether it is raised into a QA or in dev. But defect is nothing but it is known as your bug or fault. So both are same, you can say. And the end result, which is looked by the user, is nothing but known as a failure, right? So one myth which was there, that the fault or bug is different from defect. No, it is not. It is the same. Now, fault can be, you can say this calculator is faulty if it is not giving me a correct result. Bug is nothing but it is not give, it is failuring something or it is failing something which needs to be fixed. So that is known as your bug. Now, sometimes people say that in development environment it is known as a bug because that doesn't need many kind of logging a defect and raising a defect and assigning. Developer find it and fix it. So that's the reason we call it as a bug. And defect is something we have to find the defect, find out the root cause, raising the defect into a Jira and assign to the person. Then person will fix it and it will come back to us, so known as a defect. But as per ISTQB, both are same. If you will read it here, you will find one definition, that defect is nothing. Sometimes it is fault or it is known as a bug, but both are same. Now coming back to the topic here again, right? What is the difference and what is the error, defect, failure, and the root cause? So as I have told you that we human make a mistake, and because of that, the warning comes, which intimate you that boss, please take care. Otherwise, it can create a problem. Now let me tell you one story behind it. When I was working at my initial career in Barclays, so there was what was happening, and I don't know you guys are following the same thing or not, but if not, then you should follow. What was happening? The software was running, and it was related to some billing software. And once the software has been run, it was occupying some memory. Definitely, it was in KB, very small memory, but it was occupying. Now, being a manual tester, how I realized that it is occupying the memory? Definitely from event viewer and with the help of a developer who has helped me. So I found that it was occupying 2 KB memory. I raised one defect, and that defect was rejected by my manager. He said, no, 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 this is not a defect. It's a temporary thing, and it is not impacting the performance as well. Fair enough. Now, if my manager has rejected, I can't do anything. I said, fair enough, if you have rejected. But yes, in future, it will create a problem because we are not running any. I have done this flush testing, and it is not releasing the memory which it is occupying temporary at the time of running. Later on, after I think 3.5 years, that application has been crashed out. There was a huge performance issue has been encountered, and they have to close the application, and they have to rebuild the solution and rebuild the application. Why? Because it has been occupied from last 3 years. It was occupying 2 KB, 2 KB, 2 KB, and it was a huge memory that has been occupied by the software. So warning was coming, which has not been encountered, but that has become a big defect in future. So in case if you are running any software, you are finding any warning, don't ignore. Discuss with your developer. Ask whether I should raise the defect or not. In case if the developer is rejecting, it is their call. At least I am safe from my side. Correct. Now, when I talk about the defect can be found during your dynamic testing or in static testing as well. Static testing, when I talk about, so it is you can find the defect in any of the document. It can be your test basis, which is your requirement, user story, use cases, technical architecture diagram, user manual, system requirement, FRD, FRS, anything, right? Whenever you find, so you there is no need to raise the defect. You can directly connect with the owner of the document and you can ask, see, was this is the defect, this is the error in hyperlink which you have mentioned in the word document, this is the error in screenshot or screen, this is the error in the connectivity, the image which you have mentioned, you can fix it. So there is no long process or long queue that waiting a defect, raising the defect assigned to someone. Usually that static defects can be fixed then and there, so it doesn't need to go with the artifact which is in SDLC we follow. In case if you find the defect in dynamic testing, so it is not easy sometimes to find out the root cause. Might be developer has to work, do some debugging, finding out the root cause and then fix the defect, and then it comes to you and you have to retest, which we have discussed, right? A root cause, if I talk about, is the main reason behind any problem. Sometimes root cause not easy because developer may stuck, and because of the requirement changes are there, the root cause developer has done correctly. So your developer should also align with the user story. It is not tester's responsibility to find or to follow the acceptance criteria, but it is also responsibility of your developer as well to follow the acceptance criteria. And that is the reason a thumb rule always you must have to make. Again, I am repeating, you must have to make one thumb rule whenever you start your testing. Make a definition of ready of a testing, that unit testing has been done or not. If it is not, do not start your testing. Again, please concentrate. Please do not start your testing unless and until unit test case result has not been shared with you by the developer. Are you with me? KS Jhansi, Rajkumar, Ramya, Ravina, Sami, Viru?
Yes.
Yes,
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 sir.
yes.
So again, I'm repeating, do not start your testing until unit test case result or unit testing result has not been shared with you. And unit and the code coverage must be, not should be, must be minimum 70% should be there. So do not accept the testing, because if any defect come and the developer is not able to find out the root cause in the given time frame, high probability that testing will not complete and your user story may spill from there. Right? So I think that is all with this topic because it is not very big. Do one thing, just read it in case if any doubt, we will discuss.
Test term.
Others?
Yes.
Okay. Any doubt on this topic?
No.
No.
Okay.
It is given that some defects will never cause a failure. So
Hmm.
when it might come out then?
That's a good point. Even I was looking where it is mentioned.
In the third para.
Second
That's
paragraph,
something.
last line.
Failure can caused by environment.
Before
Yes.
that, before
No,
that,
Yes.
before that.
Error and defect. Correct.
before that,
So
before that.
sometimes it is not necessary that because of some coding, because of some human mistake, the failures are coming. Sometimes because of environment, it can be. Right, like for example, whenever you go and install any software, right, it is given the precondition that you should be having this much memory free, you should be having this kind of Firefox or internet edge should be installed on your machine. So in case if we are not following that, developer and everything is good with the software, but because of some environmental issue, right, or electromagnetic field. Now I tell you, very good point you have raised. When I was working with JP Morgan in Malad, I think IBM has set up one big server there in Malad West, and the server room. I mean, have you seen the server room any point of time? It is always locked, and very few have access to go inside the server room,
Yes.
right? So that server got some corrosion started because near to our office, there was seaside was there, and the air was salty, right? I mean, with all kind of a production, everything was done, but server started failing because of this environmental issue, right? And they have to shift their server from Mumbai to some other place. Like for example, if you have seen, let me just show you. Mm, see, you won't believe this kind of a, this is a server, right? They keep it in C to protect everything from external radiation, right? These kind of they have installed. I mean, huge server they install it. See, this is how they are putting. This is on the earth, but these kind of a server they keep it in seaside. See, a lot of corrosion is there, right? And Microsoft, this is Microsoft server. So because of sometimes these external factor, external issues or external environment, it started behaving differently. So they have to go and check that what is the reason, right? People, technical engineers and those go inside the machine or remove these corrosions and everything to make it working fine, right? This is, and that is I mean, we know it's a cloud, AWS and everything, but just imagine what is running behind that, right? Lot of things are there. So the line which they have mentioned, sometimes defect or fault is not because of our mistake. It might be because of some external factor, radiation, environmental issue. It can come there, right? Then the failure will come. Got it, Ramya?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Okay, so let me just share this with you. Okay, so the next is your testing principles, but I'm not going to cover it. In the next class, we will cover the testing principle. We will cover the test activities, which I have told you, the test process. So here you can see all the process: planning, monitoring and control, analysis, design, implementation, execution, and completion. And then we will see the testing process and test awares, why it is important, what kind of a work product we need to do the testing, and traceability between test bases, which I have told you, and the test aware, right? So these topics we will discuss in the next class, right? I hope you have enjoyed the class.
Yes, it was more informative for me.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you so much. So you can share your feedback. At least Kanishka can give me a good rating.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure,
Can
sure.
you share your LinkedIn?
LinkedIn profile. I know
Yeah,
Ramya.
yeah, yeah. I'm asking.
Ah, I was expecting this question from you. So do one thing in the next class. Let me just mark it. Right. Next class will be our video switch on, and then I will share my LinkedIn profile with you.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Fine, because next class we will run only with the paid members. And just ping your.
Sorry, like I would like to know your name. I missed in the main session.
No problem. I will tell you everything. Right. Once paid member will be there.
Yeah,
No
sure.
worries. Yeah. And just ping your email ID so I can share the recording. I will make one folder and we'll give you the recording there for
Yeah,
each
yeah,
class.
sure.
Yeah.
Can I
Oh,
share the mail in the chat, right? WhatsApp
Yeah,
chat.
yeah, yeah. In this, and that is your WhatsApp group, so you can share anything there.
Yeah, sure.